Hello friends, this is Wendy. I am a junk journaler, a paper crafter, a scrapbooker, all the things, right? All the things. And a mess maker, of course, on top. And I actually have quite the mess right here yeah. But this is what I'm working on right now. And I want to apologize also, or not. Life has been happening. Wonderful things in life have been happening. Busy, wonderful, things that have been going on that make it that sitting down and working on my junk journals and making content. Is that a butterfly? Oh, it sure is. Making content for YouTube. It's just not been practical. I mean, sometimes I go to sit down and then there's a lot of noise in the house, and so that doesn't happen. Okay, this is going to be noisy. I have a punch. I have a scrap paper. And I am going to punch this down. Oh, I want it to be straight. I have to stand up to do that. Let's see. Okay. Hear my noisy chair. There's lots of working on stairs and working on ceilings still going on. And the house is just not always quiet, but also things have been happening. Like nothing huge, nothing bad. Definitely wonderful things, but things that have me out of the home, busy with people that I know and love, and sometimes you just absolutely have to play hide and seek with adorable children for hours on end. You just have to. It's just a must do. So anyway, I've been trying to think on how to take care of this one. Is it a problem? I don't know if I would call it a problem. Just something that, I've added pictures. Okay, I should show you what I have added. I think you saw all of this. If you didn't, you could go back. So I added a pocket here. And I wrote a little something here. It's all folded up. Couldn't remember what I did. And it's, of course, upside down when you pull it out, which makes total sense not, but it is what it is at this point. I can't change that. I didn't even think about making sure that it wasn't upside down. There's half of my husband and his truck. And then I did a whole thing about Hurricane Dorian, which, by the way, is at least to this point today, and hopefully for the rest of forever, is my last hurricane that I had to live through. So, yay! But I did something I've never done before. I put the picture down, and I made this a tuck pocket. And then I just said some stuff about Dorian. And then I made this up here. I will go in. So this particular cloud, well, first of all, I did a piece of paper and it was floating around here. Don't see it now. But I ran it through a texture fade. That's what Tim Holtz calls them. Others call them embossing folders. This one was swirl. I love swirl. Swirl is great for clouds, but it's also great for hearts. It's a great texture fade. I love it. And so this particular cloud here comes from Edison, which is a jack-o'-lantern. It has a couple of really cute clouds on there. So I have that kind of ominous looking cloud, and then a couple of more that I just got from, I don't even know, just on Amazon, right? You just type in cloud and you know. And then this is probably my absolute most favorite stamp, but to try to make it look a little more stormy. I did that. Made my tuck out of my photo, added my little story here. Boom, right? So now this page folds out. Oh, gotta go the other way now. Woo, yeah, way out. Okay, so now this folds out. It has photos of Dorian. This was you know, I was watching it and taking, you know, screenshots of it. And this is what the sky looked like just before Dorian came over our house, and the eye of the storm came over our house. And I love this picture because the whole house shook and rattled and everything. And the next morning, that's the only damage. We've had hurricanes before that didn't go over our house and had way more damage, including roof damage and stuff. But this was it. And then I used this again, was Tim Holtz. It was the folder that's on Specimen. I think it's on Specimen. One of those three: Postal, Specimen, and Collector. Anyway, this one. And then I wrote a little bit about, you know, why that. And of course, see, I hate my handwriting, and I had to scratch something out, and you know, anyway. And then, and this actually I think I did last night, or maybe it was the night before, but I added, these were just from September of 2019. That's kind of where I'm at. And this is Hedwig, my Hedwig. But these again are the falling hearts that I had already punched out, although I still had a little bit of space where I could make those. We've actually used this paper before that I made. And then you turn this page because, okay, so when I added this, and I like to reinforce with washi tape. I just do. So when I added this page, I'll pull it this way so you can see. I glued this down, and I started out gluing it down, and it didn't stick. And then I thought, I wonder if I could, I wrote a little story here, my thoughts, Wendy's thoughts. And I thought, well, maybe I can stuff this into the pocket. It was too big. And it really ripped. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to, instead of putting it on this page here, I will put it on my book that I wrote. And it's just a couple of pages, but so that's one of the reasons why I needed to use the washi tape. And I used the washi tape here because when I creased it, it ripped a little bit. Sometimes with the thicker paper, it'll rip. So I did that. Washi tape isn't super tacky. It's not really meant to be put down permanently. So I then use score tape. I put the score tape down first. I pull off the little things, and then I add the washi tape down. So I like the way it looks. I really do. You can see here how it's, you know, some of the thicker paper gets. Let's turn this normal. Maybe you can see better how there's some tears there. Anyway, so then I glued this onto here and I stitched. And I love the way this looks. I actually really, really love the way it looks. Now I'm working on doing a long kind of a scrapbook type look. But I was thinking I want to put a tab on the very last page here that says open. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my ground espresso oxide, which you can't see, but here it is. Okay. And I'm going to ink. Because, repeat after me, inking is everything. I just love the way it looks. And I actually got this idea from Pam at the Paper Outpost. And she actually posted this today. She did it a little differently. I did my own spin on it. She used the book page, which I was thinking that might be a really good idea, but book pages have acid in the pages. That's why they turn yellow, which, you know, we like the yellow. I like the yellow. I like using book pages and things because they're yellow. Hold on. My desk is particularly messy today. Really bad. I almost can't work on it. And you may say, Wendy, why don't you stop and clean? Well, my husband has a short day at work today. And he's going to be home in just a few hours. And when he gets home, there's going to be hammering and noise, power tools and noise, and yeah. Anyway, so I got this idea from Pam at the Paper Outpost. Like I said, she did not use a punch, but I had a punch, so I did. And she tore. Okay, so I was getting ready to print up a story, and I thought, well, I'll put these on the end because there was some room left over at the end. I'll show you. And this story, I printed it up from Facebook that I wrote back in 2019, which is when I'm working on in this book. And I thought, that's cool. But anyway, so I had some space. And now I want to put open on the front, and I want to put memories on the back. So, do I want to tear? Oh, I don't want to tear. I want to get Sky Guy out. Sky Guy. Yeah, I know. We called him Schnapps for ever so short a period of time, but he's Sky Guy to me. I'm gonna cut the word open. Maybe I'll just take one off at a time. I like this dotted paper. I get it loose, not in a book. I have them in a book as well, but I get them loose. Okay, so that needs to go up there. So now I will tear. But I get them in like a ream like you would get copy paper. And I got it off of Amazon. This tore really nice and easy, by the way. And if I had printed it on cardstock, it probably wouldn't have torn so easy. And now, where are my tweezers? Here they are, hiding underneath stuff. Anyway, so I was feeling like I needed inspiration. I knew that I needed to do something today, and I needed to hurry. What I really had planned on doing, what has been in my mental and emotional plans for quite some time, is, let's see. Hold on to that thought. Oh. I have to do something else first. But I am going to do the open, and I'm going to put it on right there. So I'm going to glue this down. And then I need to actually work on the back as to figuring out where I want it. And I'll show you why in a second. But anyway, I wanted to do Baby's First Easter. And I've been collecting ideas, and I know exactly what I want to do. But this is what I have on my desk. This is what I was working on, this book while my husband was making lots of noise, working on stairs and stuff. So I'm going to put memories on the back. Which way do I want the word to go, though? Okay, so open, I want to go like this. And memories, let's go back out again. Memories, I'll decide, I guess, after I glue that down, because I don't have to. So these are all papers that I auditioned to work on this page that I now don't need, because I came up with other ideas. I needed to put this down to make sure it stayed. This, again, is washi tape, and I did use my score tape to make sure that it stayed down. Okay, so I started on this project. I'm going to put Sky Guy away because he's big. And he has this nice home way over here. I'll show you this. His home is in this little Mickey cup. Do they still sell Tervis cups? Because I think now it's something like, there's another brand, Icicle or something like that. I got this at Bed Bath & Beyond way back when I was working there. And I've never washed it in the dishwasher, never, not once. And they said it'll hold together if you never wash it in the dishwasher, but does not. This whole bottom started coming off, and I thought, I can't even use it anymore. I can't use it to, oh wow, I have pieces of ceiling all over here. This is what I have been dealing with for since before Christmas. Yes, okay. I did not ink this. And I think at this point I won't. Anyway, so Sky Guy was put away. The kitty cats can get put away. They were too big for that little tiny spot on my layout. Theory, I love Theory. I may actually need that, but this one can get put into its envelope. Oh, look, I'm already sort of tidying up and feeling like I've got some breathing space. So anyway, after I work on this project now and put Corby away, I will be working on Baby's First Easter, because the baby is coming in mid-March, and I've still got so much to do. I started this. What I want to do, where is this? Because I don't want to lose that. I want that. Well, it says open. I want that there. But I want to put it on the end. So wherever it is that I decide I want to put this. So I have my pictures somewhere. Where'd you go? So what I want to do is I want to extend this across like a scrapbook page. I have my pictures. Okay, so I think, let's see, does that work for this one as well? This one's a little taller, although I could cut some of that off. Okay, so I want it low like this. So I want it like on the 7. And I did make this thinner. All right. Yeah, it'll show better this way. I did make that thinner, so I need to cut both of these down to this size. And then I need to ink. Okay, so I had a little problem with gluing onto washi tape, and I will have to see, because if it does not stick, then I will get out my red line tape, which is the most powerful thing on earth, right? But in the meantime, I can still do this. I want the open here. While I'm waiting for this to dry, the tag is Tim Holtz. I think they're called Vintage Labels. They have an impression, so then you can take your archival ink and your brayer. And so then you ink onto the brayer, and then you ink onto the die, and then you run it through your machine in it. I obviously didn't ink it too much, but you know, I like that look. So did that hold? Okay, this really did not hold well. So what I need is my red line tape. If nothing else works, this does. So I hope it works, so that, you know, I'm not gonna have to eat my words later, right? One of the blessings of junk journal, like if you watch somebody like Pam at the Paper Outpost, her style is more like whatever happens, happens, you know, oh, that tore, it's okay, and you know, oh, we wrinkled that, it's all right. And I like that. and one of the reasons why I like it, I'm just really just pressing really hard on this, trying to get this to stay. But one of the reasons why I like that is that I'm not like that. How perfect can I make this be? You know, I was talking with a dear friend of mine just yesterday, and she was saying something about, you know, like if you're a straight A student and you get your first B, how devastating that is. And I know I've told you that my parents, both of them were school teachers. I had to tell her, I think it was more devastating for my parents. In fact, I got a C once and the world came to an end. And I didn't really care. It was in a subject that I really disliked. I don't know if you've seen the movie Peggy Sue Got Married, or did she? Something like that. And Nicolas Cage is in it. And other people whose names I can't seem to pull out of my head right away. But one of the things that she says as an adult, she's sent back to high school. But she still has all of her memories of now. And she's sent back to high school. And she tells the teacher, you know, it was geometry. And she said, I happen to know for a fact that I will not need geometry in the future. And she just walks right out of the class. It could have been algebra. It's same thing, right? You know, that cracked me up. Well, anyway, so what I was saying was, so she was saying, do you remember the first time you got a B? If you're a straight A student, the first time you get a B, and how that made you feel. And, you know, so it's kind of like that. I am the straight A student. My mother would say, Wendy is the A++ student. And then until I wasn't. And I think it was totally by choice, not by, you know, ability. But anyway, you know, rebellion, right? But I still have some of those patterns within me that I need. Let me go out so you can see what I'm doing, because I can't push this anymore. I'm going to put it on the glass. Yeah, but I still have that tendency within me to want to have a perfect page. And so people like Pam at the Paper Outpost, who it's like, yeah, whatever, you know, or Tim Holtz with his, you get what you get and you don't make a fit. I need that in my life. I need to hear, hey, it's not always perfect. Hey, you know, enjoy what you get. Hey, you know. And I think, so anyway, I like that. I like the, life is messy. I already know that. We already know that, right? I mean, it really is messy. Sometimes it's messy in a good way, because you're busy and you're having fun and you're making a mess, and it's okay. And one day you will get it all together and you'll clean it up. Yeah. But right now we're having fun. And the other, and other times it's messy because you didn't really want it to be messy, but a hurricane came through and ripped off your roof and caused water to come in through your closet, or a tree to fall on your house, and now it's messy in a whole different kind of way, in a way that you never wanted it to be that kind of messy, but it is. And life is just like that. You know, people can turn around and hurt your feelings. Sometimes it's unintentional, but it still hurt. Sometimes it's absolutely, totally, completely intentional, and that hurts more. It's not an A++ life. It's let's just survive. So it's survival sometimes, right? Anyway, I wonder if I should grab my collage medium. Maybe it will help things stay together a little better. So I don't know if I've told, this is PVA glue. I just put it in here. I get it from Amazon. I'll even pull one out. It comes on the subscribe and save. I haven't done this in a while. This is what I get. There are other PVA glues, but it says permanent PVA adhesive. Dries clear, remains flexible. It's my favorite because it's thin. I buy these off of Amazon and I just pour that into here. I like the little nozzle. It saved my life a few times because then I can stick it under something and glue it. And I love Collage Medium. This is an outstanding glue, but it is not as thin. The nozzle is not as thin because if it was any thinner, it would just all get stuck in there, and I may have to get a needle. We'll see. But it's thick, and I have to shake it. I don't know if you heard me, but I had to shake it really hard to get it to come out. This is a little thinner, though, than the paste that comes in a jar. That's thicker still. But it's an outstanding glue. It's just not my everyday glue, and not because I don't think it's fabulous, because I do. It's just that, you know, the one glue is thinner, and I really like it for thinner things, and this one is thicker, and I should have pulled this off first. So let's see if I can get that to go down and to stay down. But I'm going to glue this to this with the PVA glue. Okay. Okay, so I want to glue the word memories on here. So this should work either way. This has to do with memories, right? With family members. It will not. This is what happens when you don't think things out. Back to the drawing board. See if I can peel this up. Oh, this was so cute too. Oh, well, no, okay. I'm going to go back to my whole point. So, Wendy, A++ Wendy, or, ooh, there was one time I got 10 stars on a paper. It must have been first or second grade when they still just gave out stars, right? 10, and my mother went like, 10-star Wendy. And I'm sure she went around and told her sisters, you know, my daughter, blah, 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 right? Oh, I'm just going to have to cut this off. Well, I'm going to still try to peel as much as I can. But I am going to have to start over. I won't be able to reuse this. It's a mess. But I'm sure. I mean, I know my mother. I know her relationship with her sisters. I'm sure she was like, well, my daughter, 10-star Wendy. Well, 10-star Wendy wouldn't have made a mess like this. 10-star Wendy would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. But let's talk about a life lesson here, right? I made a mistake. In this grand scheme of things, it was not that big of a deal. And you know what? I know how to fix my mistakes. And that's a lesson to be learned. When you get lemons, you make lemonade, right? That is definitely a saying. So make lemonade. So I used a thinner scrapbook paper. This is almost the same weight as copy paper. And it's got the word Bill Clinton on there. I have no idea why. How funny. It's just some kind of a news article that they turned into bits and pieces on scrapbook paper. He will be covered up. It will not show. So I'm going to still do this kind of as a tag. I'm just not going to do the same tag that I did, mainly because I have to cover this up. I could put another tag on top of it, but I think at this point I will use this as my tag. Let's see, I'll fold it in half. See if I can do that. Okay, I think I am going to round this corner while I can. Okay, so I'm going to get my oxide out again and ink both sides around the corners, in the crease. All right, I'm gonna put the word memories on this side. Good thing I made more than one. I almost thought I'll just make one. And I'm going to make sure that it pokes up just a bit. Not a lot, not as much as that other one did, just a tiny bit. I'm hoping that with this word open here, that people will know to open because there's more here. Okay, well, you got a lot done. We learned a little lesson here. What is that saying? Cut once, measure twice, cut once, something like that. Anyway, I'm enjoying this book. I like how it's going. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit that notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to continue on with this page, I think. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day and have sunshine and butterflies and yeah, I have snow still. Okay. Alrighty, well, y'all have a great day. Bye.